Now I am speaking about December 28th, 2011. I would like to tell something about that very day when I was invited by Ram Bomjon to the Halkoria jungle at 8 o'clock in the morning. But I was living in Simra in the monastery of Lama Chekud at the time, so it was quite far from that place, and to go there in the morning, early morning in a winter day, it was December, very cold. I had to cross through a hidden part of Simra because I didn't want anyone to know about it, because he made me a request to keep all these invitations a secret. I was keeping all these secrets because I trusted that he has a good intention, spiritual intention with all this, and everything was deformed into an illusionary view that all these people would not understand the spiritual reason, and that he cannot actually share with them that he wants me to go there. It was very confusing because in the same time I learned that through his Sangha he was telling that when I come they should attack me because I am supposed to be a witch, an attacker, a disturber, a black magician, anything, a spy. And so he was telling to his Sangha, when Marīci arrives to Halkoria, you have to attack her. She's a disturber, she's harming my meditation, etc. I didn't want to believe in this, and it's a very difficult, it was a dilemma. But I also didn't want to believe in the invitations to him because there was a double-mindedness in all this. He was telling different things about me to Kempo, to his Sangha, different things about me to Vaiba, to Darshan. For example, to Vaiba he was telling that he had plans with me in Halkoria. And Vaiba was a very near person to him already from the very beginning of his meditation in Halkoria. And so I trusted that why would Vaiba lie to me? I trusted that this message was true. Actually, another Lama told me that the Guruji has plans with you in Halkoria. And then, so, of course, I loved Halkoria. I stayed there 3 months in 2011, from January till March. I was a volunteer translator of his Mahaparanidhana, and I was meditating there in the riverbed. I never went to his tree ever. I didn't even know the way to his tree without the group. I always went only with the group. If I had to go there alone, I would be very scared. I'm a very scared person in general. And of course I respected him maximally, like everyone else of his devotees. So I also would never ever break his wish. And I didn't consider myself so pure enough to disturb him by my presence. As you can see in many videos and photos, even, for example, Paulo Binardi's video, Foreigners in Meditation, I always was sitting in the back rows together with the Maata, with the other attacked woman. We didn't know each other, we never spoke together, but it's interesting that we two are the two most modest devotees and most shy devotees who consider themselves to be really unworthy to sit in the front rows, and who were meditating deeply during the blessing program. It was exactly we, us, whom he had kidnapped in 2012 and held captive and tortured. But of course I learned it only after my release in March 24, 2012. So back to this very day of 28th of December 2011. I was then already, after many invitations which I didn't fulfill. He was calling me all the year long, 2011, but it was actually his own Kempo Sonam Gyurme, who banned me from Halgoria in, I think it was April 2011, on the basis that they themselves had been banned by Dharma Sangha and Bomjon. So I didn't join his group, and they were furious that why was I so individualistic and why did I think that it doesn't concern even me. So there had been big pushings of my person. I will speak about these details in other videos, but in this one I wanted just to jump to the very day of my kidnapping. So I ventured through the very back part of Simra in the morning fog on the 28th of December, because most afraid I was that Lama Cheku, who was living in the street towards the city, if I passed that street, he and his neighbors would obviously see me, and so I was very afraid that if I tell them that I'm going to Halgoria, they would get hysterical about it, because my friends also knew the official version that I am banned from there, and so they were justifiably scared that he would harm me, because already that time he had a reputation of attacking a few people. What I didn't really believe that time. It was made in a way that we devotees were 100% sure that he is innocent in all these so-called accusations of violence. And my friends of Simra were not so sure, because they are locals. They of course know the truth from the locals, directly from the attacked people, for example, or the villagers. So they were very worried for me. So I wanted to fulfill the wish of Dharma Sangha and not my friends and not the Sangha. That's why I obeyed him finally in December 28th, and I decided, okay, all year long I was ignoring his invitations, kind of. So it's time that I just must go there and see for myself what he wants from me. A few times I did go there, but he always set times. For example, one day I had to go there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and at that time I lived in Pilua, which is not so far, it's 6 kilometers from Halgoria, but I just couldn't manage to do that without Vaiba and the villagers to see me, because Vaiba's house was in the middle of the village, and villagers wake up very early, like 4 o'clock already. I could not sneak out from that house without being seen. And so, and also I slept over, so I just didn't manage to get there till 6 o'clock. I would have to wake up also about 4, just to be sure to manage. And again, I had doubts. All year long, when he was inviting me, I did have doubts, because I was always asking myself, okay, he's inviting me, he's telling me through secret channels that he has plans with me. He even was once, when I was already in Simra, Darshan, he was my friend, he sent him. I don't think he sent him especially to tell me this, but it was part of his mission to tell me that Guruji is telling that you don't have to be scared that your visa is expired, because if he wants you to be out of the country, then you will be out. But if he wants you to stay in Nepal, then there is no force which would make you go. This was told to me in a very emphatic way, and because I was devoted, it didn't frighten me, it made me joyous. I was happy and sure that papers and such things I don't have to care about if I have such a powerful guru behind me who wants me here. But the strange thing is that we devotees of Ram Bomjon never think that he would ever have dark plans with all these promises. We automatically think that his plans must be light, spiritual and positive. So I didn't admit that with all these messages and invitations he would ever have harmful plans. I would never believe if someone tells me this. So that time already, when I arrived in December, this was like maybe the 5th or 6th such occasion that I didn't fulfill the invitation fully. Like, for example, that day when I was invited for the 6 o'clock, sorry for jumping again back to the past, but I have to tell, it's always an invitation to come inside to him. But I was scared of his Sangha, and they were violent, aggressive people, and they were mad. They were made mad about me. They thought I am a witch, he told them. And I, like Dorje, Tom, these people were full of hatred suddenly without any reason. I didn't have any interaction with them. I lived it outside already long ago. And they used to be my good friends when I was in All Korea, when I was volunteering. So I didn't understand. They were made to be mad about me, furious. So just when I met them in the outside of the compound, in the riverbed, they were very negative and hateful. And I used to go there to meditate, because for me that was the forest where I experienced a lot of deep states and visions. So I went there to meditate, but just to the outskirts of the compound. I never went inside. I'm describing 3 occasions when I had to go inside, but it was just inside to the settlement, to the people. Never went inside to his tree, which is quite far from the houses of the settlements, which are now bulldozed down, but those times they were near the riverbed. And so the accusations that I disturbed him at the tree are false. So that day, let's continue in a moment.